What's going on, A to Z Sports? We are live. It is Titan Game Day live here, week 11, with the Titans in Jacksonville to take on the division rival Jacksonville Jaguars. Sam Phelan with Jack Gentry here for A to Z Sports for the Titan pregame show here, Jack, in what feels like a must-win game for the Titans. And, don't want to get too ahead of yourself and think about what could happen for the Titans, if they win this game and where that would put them in the AFC with the schedule moving forward. But you certainly know they cannot afford to lose this game and go to 3-7 if they want any chance of salvaging the 2023 season. We know Derrick Henry has had his history of dominance against the Jaguars in the past, so certainly a big game for the Titans here. But what is your vibe check, and how are you feeling here on a Titan game day? You're feeling pretty good, I take it.
Yeah, today I came with some energy. I feel like while this season has been chalked up as a loss already for a lot of people throughout the fan base, I think that a rivalry game right here helps everybody get back on track, get focused, block out the noise. There's a lot going on around the AFC. A couple quarterbacks have been ruled out for the season. May have, shot a little bit of life into the arm of Titans fans, but listen, it's today's about the Jacksonville Jaguars. If there's one thing the Titans do in good times and in bad times, it's beat the living hell out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of people think that the Titans passed the torch to Jacksonville. I'm not so sure of it. While the Titans are down this year and the Jaguars absolutely have better talent on their roster this time around, there's still a mental edge there. There's still the little brother. So the Titans have to come out and find a way to put their foot down on Jacksonville, get themselves back on track, and throw themselves back into the conversation and just throw themselves back into the hunt. You want to be in the hunt. You want to be on that graphic. Titans aren't there yet. A win today against Jacksonville
goes a long way. Thanksgiving week, Jack. It's Thanksgiving week, and you want to be on the in the hunt graphic on Thanksgiving. That's always the thing to shoot for here. Go ahead and tell the folks what to do here before we jump and kick things off with some more Titans game day content.
Absolutely, guys. If you're watching on Facebook, share the show. Share it to your Facebook groups. We want everybody in here. We want to hear from all of you. It is a rivalry game. I know y'all are juiced up today. While the losses have been rolling in, everybody wants to beat the Jags. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you spread it. We want to grow the show, grow the conversation, hear from you guys throughout the morning. If you're watching on YouTube, tap that bell icon at the top of your screen. Make sure you turn those notifications on so you get an update every time A to Z Sports goes live or posts a video. You don't want to miss out on any Titans content over on YouTube. Finally, if you're watching via Twitch, text that Twitch link to your Titans text groups. We want to grow the conversation. We want to hear from all of you. And I know y'all have been active today. As bad as the season has been, everybody wants to beat the Jags. Everybody wants to put Jacksonville's face in the dirt. And today's the day to do that. We want to hear from y'all. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to text that link around. Let's get all your buddies. Let's get all your family members in here. And let's talk Titans together. Sam, I'm fired up. I'm sure you can tell. Let's get this show on the road.
I loved it, Jack. I loved a little bit of positive vibes here and some good energy coming in. I'll tell you what fires me up is our partners for today's Titans Game Day show. Want to give some love to them, making this happen for us. X Golf Nashville, they're the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. At X Golf, you play, train, and entertain. xgolfnashville.com. The Mint Gaming Hall, home of big jackpots and big fun, and just north of Nashville by 35 minutes, themintgaming.com to visit them. BetMGM, use code A to Z 200 to turn a $10 money line wager into $200 in bonus bets instantly. BetMGM is an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. The law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, wherever justice demands, Tennessee Family and Criminal Courts in 35 counties in Middle Tennessee. Amanda J. is there with amandajgentry.com. Chim Chimney for all your chimney needs. Visit chim-chimneyinc.com. Adventure Science Center. Explore and discover your full family adventure awaits at adventurecsi.org. And Jarrett Fire HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your facility comfortable and secure one inspection at a time. JarrettCompanies.com. Those are all of our game day partners making it happen for us today. As Jack, you talk about the Titans needing to get this victory, what it would take to get the first road win for the Tennessee Titans in 367 days.
Oh.
And I think we have to look at number 22, Derrick Henry. And with all the hype that has surrounded Will Levis, rightfully so, for all of the eyeballs that are watching this game solely for Will Levis and to see what he looks like, hey, I don't blame you one bit. But the Titans' reign over Jacksonville has been what it has been for the last 5 years, really because of Derrick Henry and the dominance that he has showed. I was looking up some of the numbers here. Derrick Henry's career numbers against the Jacksonville Jaguars just blowing my mind, with over 105 rushing yards per game and over 1,300 rushing yards against the Jags alone in his career. We know kind of some of the big marquee moments. So, do you think Derrick Henry is a bigger key to this game than Will Levis is for the Titans?
I absolutely do, Sam, because in good times and in bad, Derrick Henry never flinches. It's the Titans offense has been locked up over the past 2 weeks, but I think it's about time to put in a collect call to Derrick Henry bail bonds because he's got the key. He's going to bail him out today. And while the seasons may
Ooh.
change, Derrick Henry's dominance over the Jaguars is a constant. He's eclipsed over 100 yards in 7 of his last 9 games, including 2 performances where he went over 200 yards rushing against the Jaguars, 16 total touchdowns in 13 career games against Jacksonville. They will not keep him out of the end zone today because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And Henry's touches have decreased. You know, we've all heard the murmurs. He's over the hill. He's 29. His best days are behind him. He's in his last year as a Titan. I don't believe it, and neither should he. You know, in rain or shine, in sickness and in health, Derrick Henry always rises to the occasion, and he always owns the Jags.
Well,
Today, Derrick Henry will once again rush for over 100 yards, and he will find pay dirt twice, not once, but twice. The King reassumes his throne in a must-win game for the Titans today against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go. It's King Henry time.
Jack coming out hot, man.
That's
100
right.
yards
That's
and
right.
2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry does seem like the kind of guy, and he's always been the type of player in his Titans career that it's like just as stock gets down on Derrick Henry, he sends a reminder out to the league. It's like, yeah, he'll have a bad game. He'll have a bad 2 games, and people start saying, he's over the hump. He hit the wall. He hit that hill. Too many carries. And then it's 120 yards and 2 touchdowns or something like you said, where people go, oh, no, never mind. Derrick Henry's still very good at football. I think that's what the Titans are going to have to do today in order to win. Like, I agree with you. I think he's a bigger key to Will Levis in a lot of ways. And Zach points out the changes to the Titans offensive line. The offensive line with Derrick Henry, a huge focal point for me in this game, because he did not have a chance. He did not have stand any sort of chance against the Bucs, the same way Will Levis didn't stand a chance in his last couple of games because of the pressure coming at him on some of his passing dropbacks. Derrick Henry was being hit in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage, just had absolutely nowhere to go against the suffocating defense. This Jaguars front, not quite to the level of that one in Tampa Bay or that one in Pittsburgh, but this O-line needs to step up and give him a chance to make a play. Do you think they're up for the challenge, Jack?
I think they have to be. After the way that they blocked for Levis and co last week, I think that it's time to get off the mat. I think that this offensive line knows that they have to be better. And, you know, I understand that there's
knowing you
injuries
have
up
to be
there.
better and being better are 2 very
I
different
agree.
things.
I know, but I just feel like this is a game to wake up. You got to get up for this game. If you can't get up for Jacksonville, what game are you going to get up for, you know, for the rest of the season? So I think that the offensive line is absolutely key. I think that Tim Kelly has to really help him out today, right? Because we know the offensive line isn't a top, probably isn't even a top 25 offensive line.
No.
But what does Tim Kelly need to do? He needs to put Will Levis in situations where he can get rid of the ball quick, make simple reads, you know, set up the pass with the run. So get Derrick Henry going early. Use play action after you do that and hit him over the top. We haven't seen Will Levis connect on a deep ball since that Falcons game. I'm ready to see more of that. I think you absolutely throw the kitchen sink out there today against Jacksonville. Whatever you've got in the playbook that you haven't used, use it today. You've got to find a way to win this football game if you want to stay afloat in the wild card picture. And I know a lot of Titans fans are sick of talking about the playoffs. They don't believe it, and I don't blame them. The Titans haven't showed them that they're a playoff caliber team. But if you beat Jacksonville today and things kind of fall your way for the next couple of weeks in the AFC, there's going to be a conversation that needs to be had about that. But first, you've got to take care of business against Jacksonville. Look, Sam, you have hit the nail on the head over the past couple of weeks about the Titans not looking like a Mike Vrabel coached football team. What do Mike Vrabel coached football teams do? They play disciplined football. They play physical football. They win on the road. They win as underdogs. The Titans have an opportunity to check all 4 of those boxes today against Jacksonville, but they can't do it unless the offensive line holds up. So while I'm high on Derrick Henry, while I think Will Levis does have some chances to go deep today, The offensive line is key in all of that. They've got to come out and play their best football today, or else the Titans are going to be behind the 8 ball again. Like the defense, for as frustrating as it can be with the big plays and, the bin not breaking, they haven't allowed a team to score 30 points all season long. They've kept teams in the 20s. The Titans just can't win because they can't score in the 20s themselves.
Well,
They've got to find a way. They've got to find a way to put 21 on the board today at
that
minimum in order to
defense,
get past Jacksonville.
I can't look at the points with that defense. I mean, they give up 20 points, but they do all the wrong things. Like they should give up way more. They can't get off the field on third down. They give up the big plays when they can't. I think their defense is lucky to have given up only 20 points in a couple games. Eric comes in and says this offensive line doesn't have the skill set to step up. Lane wants to know if Chris Hubbard is back. The good news, Lane, is Chris Hubbard is back. Daniel Brunskill is also back. He'll be at right guard for the Titans with Hubbard at right tackle. So left to right, I imagine it will go Radens, Skoronski, Brewer, Brunskill, and Hubbard. Potentially some Jalen Duncan at left tackle as well if Dylan Radens isn't getting the job done. And so we turn it over now knowing what the offensive line is going to look like. Turn over this question to you guys. We talk about the importance of Derrick Henry. How confident are you in Derrick Henry continuing his dominance against the Jags 1 through 10? Jack already came in hot and let you know what he's expecting. But, knowing what this offensive line looks like and what it's going to look like this week, how confident are you in Derrick Henry continuing his level of dominance against the Jags? Dylan Cole comes in with a 6.2. Lane's at a 4. Trevor says 3. We got a 1 from Brian, a 4, a 6, a 5.5, 8.5, 8, 2, 5, 3 from Kaz, a 4 from Zoe. We got, 7, 3, 8, 9, all over the place. Kind of so unique thoughts from the Titans fan base. Jack, I assume you're on the upper end of this scale after hearing what you expect to see out of King Henry today.
Yeah, that's a safe bet, Sam. I agree with Pistol Ramsey. I'm at an 8.5. I do think the additions on the right side are huge for the Titans today. Chris Hubbard and Daniel Brunskill, while neither of them are top notch, they're better than the options behind them, and they're better than the guys that have been playing lately. If Radens can hold down that left tackle position, if he can just stay afloat,
he was really bad last
over there.
Weekend.
I know, because Duncan's not going to come in and help him really either.
I mean, I will say in Radens' defense for being really bad, he went from right guard to left tackle mid-game, which is a difficult thing to do. But yeah, it was tough for Dylan Radens last week.
But if he can just not be like an obvious weakness today, if he can just hold his ground for just a little bit, I think that the Titans have a great chance to get things going on the ground. I really do. I do expect this to be a Derrick Henry heavy game plan today, but Tajay Spears can't go overlooked either, because when Derrick Henry's rolling, maybe you put them both in at the same time like we've seen a lot this year. When Derrick Henry's rolling, Tajay Spears is a weapon out of the backfield, and when you're down a receiver like Treylon Burks, Tajay Spears can absolutely help in that instance, in being an extension of the run game. Say the offensive line isn't blocking well. Well, Tajay Spears, you swing it out wide to him and use that as the run game. Let him pick up 6, 7 on a screen. Set your offense up for some success. Set Will Levis up for some success on third down and gettable, rather than 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, like we've seen him in those situations over the past 2 weeks. So yeah. I think Derrick Henry gets going today. I'm at an 8.5. Where are you, Sam?
I'm at a 4, and I know it's a little pessimistic of me, but they fooled me once at the beginning of the year. They fooled me twice when Will Levis came in. I'm not going to let them fool me a third time here, Jack. This offensive line is bad. The talent up front is bad. Not any fault of Derrick's. He just doesn't have a ton of room to run. And until I see the Titans post-injury, post-adversity, actually look like a cohesive unit up front that's able to move the football on the ground, I can't buy it. I can't take the over on the rushing yards. I can't go and come in and say, there was an old saying in Tennessee, fool me once, fool me, you can't get fooled again, in the words of George W. Bush. So, I'm not getting fooled. I'm coming with a 4. Prove it. You got to prove it before I buy anything. Jack, let's get to our X Golf X Factor here as we move it along. The X Golf X Factor, where we ask you guys the question, who or what will be the X Golf X factor for a Titans win today over the Jags? Who or what will be the Golf X factor for a Titans win over the Jags? Before we do that, want to tell everybody about X Golf Nashville. X Golf is the indoor golf home in Middle Tennessee. X Golf, you can play, train, and entertain. Really, no skill level required at X Golf. You can be an amateur golfer, you can be a pro golfer, you trying to improve on your swing, you can be anywhere on the spectrum of talent here with X Golf, and X Golf has it for you. The home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee with great fun, great prices, drinks, food, all of it. Go there to get all of your fun. X Golf Nashville, and visit them at xgolfnashville.com. Jack, what is your X Golf X factor for the Titans to get a win today?
Sam, it would be foolish of me to use anyone as an X factor against the Jacksonville Jaguars other than Derrick Henry. I understand the pessimism. I understand why you're at a 4 on your confidence level for getting Henry going today, because the Jacksonville Jaguars stopped the run. They rank 5th in run defense in the NFL, averaging just 86 yards allowed per game on the ground. That's concerning. But Derrick Henry is an anomaly. Just last week, I believe that there's a chink in Jacksonville's armor, and I believe that the Titans went to work in the film room and figured out how to exploit Jacksonville's run defense, because just last week, the San Francisco 49ers ran for 144 yards against Jacksonville, averaging nearly 5 yards per carry. They used Deebo Samuel in end arounds. They used Christian McCaffrey inside, outside, in the passing game. He caught 6 passes out of the backfield. I believe that last week's loss, 34-3 loss to San Francisco, has not only provoked national media to raise questions about this Jacksonville team and how serious they actually are, but I believe San Francisco laid the blueprint for how to beat Jacksonville on the ground, which is something the Titans need to take advantage of and need to take heed of after watching how badly the Niners bludgeoned Jacksonville.
What is that blueprint, and do the Titans have the personnel to execute it? I think is the question here, because San Francisco is one of the most dangerous ground attacks in the league with Christian McCaffrey and everything they're able to do with him, outside zone, lining him up in the slot, like different skill set from what the Titans have in Derrick Henry.
I think Chris Moore, end arounds, use your speed against Jacksonville. Get creative. Tim Kelly, it's hard to get creative when you don't have time for Will Levis to throw the football. And we've seen good Tim Kelly and we've seen bad Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly has to be on point today. There's no doubt about that. I want to see them get creative. I want to see them use the tight ends. I want to see Chig catch the football. I want to see Josh Wiley involved in the red zone. I want Chris Moore on end arounds to give them a different look, to make them prepare for everything, not just stacking 8 in the box and preparing for Henry. I want the Titans to show them, hey, we'll do these different things. You got to be ready for everything, because we're not just going to run the football up the middle. We're not going to run Derrick Henry outside. We're going to get creative. We're going to use our explosives in the passing game. Use our speed at the wide receiver position on end arounds. Just get creative in the run game. Will Levis is quick enough to hurt you. Make them account for Will Levis on the ground by putting him in a situation where he can take off early. So I think running the football is absolutely the X factor today, not just with Derrick Henry, perhaps with a wide receiver coming around the edge, perhaps with Tajay Spears, perhaps even with Will Levis on scramble drills. So I want to see that today. I think that's absolutely the X factor, and that's where the Titans have to beat Jacksonville.
All right, the chat is coming in saying Tajay Spears agreeing with Jack. Mr. Jones says Ryan Tannehill. I guess he thinks Ryan Tannehill's going to play as the backup quarterback today. Spears, Phillips, converting third downs, the offensive line, turnovers. Chig is the X factor for Corey. We've got Derek from Darius says he has to crowd the box so Levis can throw deep. If you get a lot of attention on Derrick Henry, Will Levis could potentially beat a defense deep like we've seen him do in the past. Trey comes in and says the defensive line has to be effective. Levis is the X factor. Spears. We've got fourth down QB sneak conversions, which is interesting. X factor is Jeffrey Simmons killing them up front. I had 2 that popped into mind, Jack. Number 1 is not going to be the one I go with, so I'll touch on it real quick, which is the Titans containing Evan Engram. He's an absolute matchup nightmare for this team. I don't think they have a slot corner that's going to be able to hang with him. I don't think they have a linebacker that's going to be able to run with him. So Evan Engram, a tight end who runs like a wide receiver, we saw it last year at Nissan Stadium, 11 catches for over 120 yards and 2 touchdowns for Evan Engram. You got to lock him up. Here's my real X factor, because I have shifted. I'm not looking at X's and O's anymore. The Titans might just be overmatched as a football team in terms of talent compared to Jacksonville. But my X factor for this team, get aggressive. Get aggressive. Have some guts. Let's let Will Levis play quarterback and play this game to win. Do not play this game not to lose. You're not going to go and beat the reigning division champion that's sitting in first place in the division, that beat you both times last year on the road. You're not going to win that football game playing scared. So Tim Kelly, Mike Vrabel, play to win the football game. Go for it on fourth down. I don't care. Go and get touchdowns. Don't settle for field goals. Pass, pass, pass instead of surrender draw when you're in a second down and long. Like, I need to see the Titans put their foot on the gas in this game. If they do that, I think they have a fighting chance to win. I think Will Levis and some of the playmakers on this team could give them a fighting chance to win. If they start hitting the brakes early, there is 0.00% chance that they win this game. They're a worse football team than the Jaguars. You don't beat the Jaguars. I don't think they beat the Jaguars. Ground and pound. Let's out physical them, out tough them, out win this game like the Titans like to try and win football games. Oh, we're going to out time of possession you. You're a worse football team. You have to go and take it. So be aggressive. That's my X factor.
I love your X factor. And we talked about this on the Tighten Up podcast this week. The Titans at 3-6 have nothing to lose, right? They've got nothing left to lose. They've already lost essentially everything. So why aren't they being coached like that? Why aren't they being coached to take shots down the field? Why aren't they being coached to make aggressive calls on third down? Why aren't they coached to go for the kill shot late in the fourth quarter instead of just running it a couple of times and setting Will Levis up for a fourth down pass against Pittsburgh? Why do they still have the training wheels on Will Levis? Those have to be removed today. You have to coach to win the game. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to go for the jugular in situations that call for it. Do not play conservative. Do not go run, pass, punt. I'm sick and tired of going run, pass, punt. Coach the team like they have nothing left to lose, and you'll get results like you see in Houston. You'll get big numbers from Will Levis. Derrick Henry could gash the Jags on a couple of big runs. We've seen 99-yard, 75-yard runs against Jacksonville. All it takes is one with him. Coach this team like they have nothing to lose because they have nothing left to lose.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the bingo board presented by the Mint Gaming Hall. I asked you guys the question, what's coming off this bingo board today? We made some substitutions for Treylon Burks categories. Any Treylon Burks square has been replaced with either Chris Moore or Nick Westbrook-Ikine to give it a fighting shot here so that we actually have those to root for. So what's coming off the bingo board? And like I said, it's presented by the Mint Gaming Hall. The Mint Gaming Hall. Don't miss the Green Gobbler drawings win up to $2,000 in cash and free play November 22nd through 25th. So that's coming up here in just a few days with up to $2,000 in cash and free play at 7 p.m. The Mint Gaming Hall is located just 35 minutes north of Nashville on I-65. You can stop at the center bar to watch the game on the big screens. It's a great location for gaming, for food, for entertainment and fun. Sign up for the Players Club, which is free for your chance to win up to $1,000 in free play, or even grab breakfast or quick lunch at Corner Cafe. It really has everything. It's a great chance for, like I said, entertainment, food, gaming, fun, win some money at the Mint Gaming Hall, 35 minutes north of Nashville. Plenty of free parking as well. The Mint Gaming Hall, they're making this bingo card happen. And Jack, what's coming off of it today for the Titans?
Well, you've got a shot to kill two birds with one stone with a division win and a road victory. But I've got my eyes on something else, Sam. I think Chigakonkwo finds the end zone today.
Oh, gosh. We make this prediction every week.
Listen. On an offense full of disappointments, no one has been more disappointing than Chigakonkwo this season. He's taken a massive step backwards. He's second in the NFL in drops. He's got just 27 catches on the season. But Chig has to be an X factor down low in the red zone when the Titans get there. The Titans have a terrible red zone offense. Why? Well, they haven't gotten much out of their tight ends. Most teams with good red zone offenses lean on their tight ends down low because they're tall. They have hands. You know, on rare occasions, they've got speed and separation ability like Chig does. He just hadn't been able to reel in the big catch this year. I think today against the Jacksonville Jaguars in a gotta-have-it situation, Chigakonkwo comes away with a touchdown.
All right, let's look at the chat real quick. Jody says NWI for 150. Kenneth says division win, defensive touchdown, road win, division win from Jonathan. Dylan says nothing. Clayton says nothing. Ethan says a road win potentially which would also be that division win that we mentioned here. If we get a defensive touchdown and a win, we hit a bingo as well. Chig touchdown and a road win. NWI 100-yard game is what Titans Kyle's going with. Defensive touchdown, another road win. Defensive division win and a Phillips touchdown. Chig touchdown, Phillips touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one thing. I was the pessimist last week who said nothing's coming off the bingo card, and I was right. I got one thing this week. I'm looking at a Chris Moore touchdown. Don't know why. Got a feeling in my left knee a little bit. Chris Moore going to find the end zone for the Titans. I don't think they win this game, so I will not go with the division win or the road win. But I do think we get Will Levis to Chris Moore in like maybe the corner of the end zone or something fun. And you're just like, oh, okay, that was fun. You show a little flash here or there.
Yeah, so, Kyle Phillips has been very involved since Will Levis took over as well. So a Kyle Phillips touchdown is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
Kyle Phillips, another one of those guys you can use coming around the edge in the run game if you'd like.
Yeah, Kyle Phillips, big third down presence for them. I don't know what his role is going to be like in the red zone though. So that's my only reservation there. I feel like Chris Moore could be the beneficiary of Traylon Burks being out and find his way in, or maybe Chig. Maybe you're right. And we finally get our Chig touchdown. Hopefully he catches it this time and it doesn't hit off his chest. Let's get to it. Let's get to the good stuff. It's prediction time. So drop your final score predictions in the chat. Final score predictions. The Jags are -6.5 for this game. They are -6.5. That was the line, which I was kind of surprised that it was that slanted, I guess. I don't know. I guess it makes sense when you look at the records and everything. And if you're looking to get some action in it, go to BetMGM and place your bets. You can use the code ATOZ200, turn a $10 money line wager if you want to bet the Titans or Jags into $200 in bonus bets instantly. BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Go place any bets on this Titans game with BetMGM. Do it now. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 or older, Tennessee-only new customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. For first online real money wager only, rewards issued is not withdrawable. Bonus bets. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789. Jack, what's the final score of today's Titans game before, 2 minutes from kickoff here?
Yeah, real quick. Kenneth says 27-24 Titans, 24-21 Titans from Stanley. A couple Jags, Clayton Smith, 27-10 Jags, 24-10 Jags from Sin City, 24-13 Jags from Eric Castillo. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and I've already said Derrick Henry scores 2 touchdowns today. The Titans are going to be in this game for 4 quarters. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be a test. The defense is going to bend but not break. They're going to get 3 stops in the red zone, force Jacksonville to take 3 instead of 6. The Titans win this football game 17-16.
17-16 Titans. So you actually have the Titans road wins and stuff coming off the bingo board as well. I'm actually surprised here that the chat is leaning so strongly for the Titans to win. We're getting a lot of positive vibes. Hey, what I say earlier, fool me once, can't get fooled again. I'm rolling with Jacksonville here. Final score 20-16 is what I'm going to take for the Jags. I picked the Titans on enough road games this year and then been wrong to do it again.
You and me both.
And then maybe we'll just get what Chris says, which is a 16-16 tie. And then it'll all like chaos. Jack, you and I will be back for the halftime show. We will be talking and recapping everything that we saw in the first half and hopefully recapping a good first half and not wanting to pull our hair out again. And then we will be back once again for the post-game show with the Titans at 3-6, trying to get back into the race and into the hunt, as you said it. So shout out to all of our partners one last time. Adventure Science Center, Jarrett Fire and Jarrett Companies, Chim Chimney, BetMGM, the Mint Gaming Hall, the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, and X Golf Nashville. Guys, enjoy the game. Enjoy the first half. We will see you back here at halftime. Like the show before you go. Peace out.